Hi everyone, it's Sandy Bee Stitcher here, sandysmithbakos. I am back to film another video. Hopefully this week's video will be a little bit better than the last one. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing okay here. I'm still have a few side effects from my medication, but I'm dealing with them and trying to get past them. And Bob's doing okay, as Olivia and Lori are doing okay too. And I thought, after watching back last week's video, I thought, well, if you've been a new subscriber anytime recently, you may not know when I'm talking about Bob or I'm talking about Olivia or Lori who they are. So I thought, okay, I would just do a quick update on that. Bob's my husband. He has Parkinson's disease, and he has quite a few problems which we're dealing with every day, but he's doing okay. Lori is my brother's wife, and she has lung cancer, and she's had it for quite a while now. I think she's like in her 6th year, and in recent months, in the past year, she has declined some, and she is now on oxygen 24/7, but she's getting around and she's doing okay. Olivia is that same brother. It's his granddaughter, his son's daughter, and she's 8 years old. I think she's 8, or maybe she's just had a birthday and is 9 now. I don't know. I can't keep up with these young kids anymore. But anyways, she has leukemia, and she is undergoing chemo, both intravenous chemo and chemo pills that she takes at home. Her hair is growing back, and she's in her, I think she's coming up on finishing her 2nd year of having this. I think in November it's going to be 2 years. And she's doing okay. So continue with your good thoughts and your prayers for everyone involved. And I will continue to pray for all of you for whatever your needs are. Okay, today is Sunday, and it is July 14th, I believe. Yeah, it has to be July 14th. My husband has a birthday coming up next week. He's going to be 71. And I keep teasing him that he's a grumpy old man. So we'll see how that goes. I'm in a different position here today. I'm trying to, since I'm using a tablet, I'm trying to move around a little bit and let you see a little bit different views. Today I'm in the dining room again, but I am facing back towards I'm facing towards the deck door that goes out to the deck. Behind me is the living room, and that is the front picture window there, and the back of a chair right there that you're seeing, and a corner of a television set. So that's the view you're getting. And I'm sitting here at the table, and I'm gonna show you what I worked on. Only worked on 2 projects, but I stitched a lot. So first what I did was I did some back stitch on, and I'm not going to take this out of the Q-snap because I have it in a good spot here where I'm working. But this is Bayside Cottage, which I had finished the cross stitching on eons ago, and I have back stitching to do. And I recently finished up all the back stitching on the porch here, on the steps and down in here. And so now I have to move over into these flowers and up the side of the house. You can kind of see this back stitching up here is done. So I think I have back stitching here and then throughout the flowers here. And then this one is going to be pretty close to being done. But you know, I've said before, I don't care for back stitching. So sometimes I have to force myself to work on this, but this is going to be done this year. It may be the end of the year, but it's going to be done this year. So that's Bayside Cottage. It's a Dimensions Petites kit. And so that is one of the things that I've worked on. Now, the next one is a big one. And I got it out. And I realized that it wasn't on my wheel. Now, how I missed putting this on my wheel, I'm putting threads down here, so how it missed getting on my wheel, I don't know. So when I told you before I had 23 whips, I have 24. But I worked on this, and I am short like 8 stitches of a page finish. And I'm showing you my back there. Not too bad for a full coverage, huh? I won't show it to you real close. First, I'll show you where I've been working, and then I will show you the whole thing. But this is the page I was working on right here. So I only have just a few little stitches right here in the bottom corner, and that page is going to be done. And see, I remember I said I wanted to work on this house. This is the lower level on the side here, and so that's done. So on this side, you can see the trees coming down and the water flowing through the rocks. And now I'm going to try to pull back and hold this and get in as close as I can so that you can see the whole thing. I think that's pretty good. And there it is, Shades of Summer. And this is an Artisy design, and Artisy designs are from Australia. And I love this thing. I just absolutely love it. It excites me. I worked on this every day since the last video. And I'll bring this in a little closer and show you little close-ups of some of the areas. So there we have a lot of trees, and on the lower side there on the edge, you'll see that's more of a colorful tree there. And then coming across, we have the tops of the trees and the sky with the clouds. And then the top portion, the roof of the house. And then as we go across over to here, we have the roof of the lower portion of the house with more trees. And then come up, and as I said, that part of the house, and then down and into where the water is flowing down across those rocks. Now I still have a long ways to go on this, but I absolutely love it. I want to work on this more, and so I'm going to come up with a plan. I don't know quite what that plan is yet, but you know, I have my Hate, the Mini Mount Cabot home, which I really, really, really like too. And so I want to be able to work on both of those. Let me set this over here and grab a drink. I'm drinking Propel water, and this is strawberry lemonade. I really enjoy that when I want to have a something with a little taste in it besides just plain old water. Okay, now, as you noticed, I have a new do. My hair was getting so hot, and I just felt like I needed to do something. So I went in and I talked to the girls that have been doing my hair for years and years and years and years. And so we talked about possibly getting a perm, and we talked about color, and I said, well, I wanted to go darker. That the lower part of my hair was just so blonde looking to me, and I wanted to go a little darker. So what we finally did was we put a little bit of a darker, it's still a blonde, but it's a darker blonde, and then we put a slightly lighter with a little bit of a really warm honey highlights in it. So this is what I got. I'm turning my head. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is what I got. It's much more comfortable. It's not quite so hot, and I love this color a whole lot. So hopefully we'll go on with this. My husband really wanted me to let it grow out, but I had absolutely no body in my hair, and when it's hot and humid, I could do nothing with it. And if I put it up in a ponytail, he complained that it was flat to my head. So, you know, there's only so much you can do. You got to work with what you got, right? But anyways, I like it. I hope that you all like it too. So, next thing, I have a question for you all. You know that when I bought my my Hades, I bought several minis. I didn't buy any huge Hades. I got a couple of minis. And in thinking about for the future, in starting another one, I think that I have heard people mention that they were using 25 count and doing like the half stitch, 10 stitch over the whole piece with 2 threads. I'd like to, excuse me, I would like to ask whether anybody that's watching has ever done a full coverage piece on 25 count doing it that way, 2 threads over 1 using 10 stitch for the whole entire thing, or half stitch. I'm interested to find out if you have done that, whether you think that was a good idea to do that, or not. I'm thinking that, you know, I do have some vision problems, but I was thinking that maybe I might be able to do it if I did it just with the 10 stitch or half stitch, whichever you want to call it. The next part of my question is, does anybody have like a small little remnant piece, just enough that if you had like a couple inch, I've got some really small hoops that, you know, they're maybe a couple of inches. If you have a remnant piece of 25 count, color really doesn't matter, that's laying around that you don't need, that would fit at least so I'd have a little edging around maybe a 2-inch hoop, that you would be willing to send to me so that I could sit down and just try it on try stitching on this little remnant piece. I would greatly appreciate it. If you do have something like that and you would be willing to share it with me and send it on to me, let me know. I don't need a whole bunch of them, so comment and then I'll say yes, go ahead, send it, or no, I've already gotten some. I'm afraid to go, you know, it would be a waste of money for me to go and buy a great big piece of 25 count and then find out that I can't see it well enough to stitch on it. But it's something I thought about, and it might be kind of interesting, and I think using half stitch, the piece would probably go a whole heck of a lot faster than it would doing, you know, the regular 14 count, 2 threads over 1 and using a full cross. It's just a thought, so please answer those questions. Have you done this before? How do you think it turned out? Were you glad you did it or not glad you did it that way? And also if you have a remnant piece that you would be willing to send to me. It would be greatly appreciated by me, and give me some things to think about for something to work on in the future. Okay, that was my question. Now the next thing, I have a couple of charts here from magazines to send out for anybody who's new. I take these out of magazines. Most of the magazines that I am pulling from are from the 80s and 90s. Sometimes I have 2 of a chart, but I don't have them together. My mother and I both back in the 80s and 90s had subscriptions to cross-stitch magazines, and these were all packed away, and I'm digging them out now and giving these away. I will fold them into thirds so they fit in a number 10 business envelope. And I'm sorry for the glare on my glasses. There's nothing I can do about that. But anyways, I will fold these, put them in a number 10. I will send them anywhere in the world. And on that note, Sharon and Vicki, I still have your charts. I got everybody else's sent out, but you have multiple charts, which means that I'm going to have to weigh up the envelope and probably take it to the post office to find out how much postage I need to put on it. So bear with me, your stuff's coming. Okay. This first one here is a baby one, and it's the little bears and the blocks with the balloons. It's really cute. And this particular one, see if I can see here, it is 95 wide by 114 high. It's called Bears and Blocks. It is a color chart, and so if you are interested in getting this one, tell me you'd like to stitch the bears. And as always, please don't say anything about free charts or anything that the trolls could search on. Just say, I would like to stitch, and use whatever I say. In this case, I would like to stitch the bears. Okay, this next one is Little Christmas, and they're jar toppers and tags. And here is the picture. And these are, it's set up, you could do this all on one piece if you wanted to, or you could do each individual one. And so if you are interested in this, again, I'll show it to you. Just say you'd like to stitch the tags. Okay, and I have one more here for you. And actually, I think there's two here. This was on actually 2 pages. I'm going to try to put this kind of together like this, but can you see it? Lots of beads on these. It's called Victorian Diamonds. And this particular one takes embroidery floss, Krynic number 4, and yeah, several rolls of, or spools of Krynic. And it has a few specialty stitches, and it does give you instructions for those. And then also, I only have the chart for this, but there's these pumpkins. So I'm going to show you that. The pumpkins, uh, 67 high by 87 wide. And they have instructions for a 10 count, 14 count, and 18 or an 8 count. So it's kind of a small design. On 14 count, it's only 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. So if you're interested in getting the diamonds and the pumpkins, just say you'd like to stitch diamonds. We'll make that pretty easy. And that is all I have for today. I feel much better today than I did last week when I was talking to y'all. I think every day I feel a little bit calmer, and I'm starting to get a little bit of energy back. I got quite a bit accomplished yesterday. I'm trying to take a different outlook and not think about how tired I am all the time, and just change my outlook a little bit. I don't know, maybe it'll help. Thinking more positive, and I'm trying to get my husband on that because, his Parkinson's can really get him down. And I have jabbered on way too long, and so I am going to let you all go. I hope everybody's having a wonderful summer and enjoying vacation if you're taking vacations, wherever that might be, even if it's a staycation where you just stay at home and take it easy. Sending out all my love to everybody and sending out hugs to everybody. I hope that everybody that's down in the southern part of the United States stays safe. I know we have a hurricane out there, or whether it's come in. I haven't watched any news. I went to church this morning and just came in and kind of started getting ready for this video. So, Lana, I'm thinking of you. I'm not sure whether you're in the path or not, but I said some prayers for you and for everybody else down in that area, that there won't be any loss of life or a lot of loss of property. So everybody, take care. I love you all, and I will see you again real soon. Bye.